So I finally bit the bullet and bought a Z5 II, and in the short time I've been using it, I did encounter a error pretty quickly with raw images. So I've been using Nikon's NX Studio for a while with my Z6, my D810, and the D750, and some other ones, and D70S such. And this has actually been the easiest for me to use. So I've kind of stuck with that. I've tried a few other ones, but anyways. So this is my Windows laptop. It's running Windows 10 Pro. And when I popped in the raw files from the Z5 II and tried to edit them, I got this. So this is a completely uncompressed, it's 100%, the largest you can finally do. So when I try to edit it, I get this. So I'm just going to try to do brightness really quick, as you can see. I get that fail to load image. See, I can click on a different one and try to do that one, adjust the brightness. Fail to load image. So I tried it on a different computer and got the same thing. I think this version is something like 1.91. It was the most current version of NX Studio, and I needed to talk to the Nikon tech support. Now, there is, I don't know if it's a firmware or just a driver you can download, and I tried installing the driver from Nikon's website, and it didn't change anything. And I also noticed that in the regular Windows editing software, you know, just the basic Windows software, that I was able to play with the RAW. At first I tried the high efficiency one and it came up with errors. This one is just a regular uncompressed RAW, and as you can see, it's working with it, and it saves just fine. I also tried using raw therapy. Here's the same picture. There we go. And no errors. So I noticed, I did a lot of Googling, I noticed some people were using Lightroom, and I don't know what's up with that. It didn't, oh, I just exposure compensated too much. Okay, anyways. So Lightroom and other software, and it seemed to have loaded the Nikon Z5 II's raw files. So I talked to support, and support suggested I send them the raw file that I was having trouble with, the NEF file. And I went ahead and I did that. The support guy had the same problem. He had the error also when he tried to go ahead and edit the NEF file. He sent it up farther, escalated the ticket, and the person he escalated it to did not have any trouble editing, loading the file. So what they recommended was to reinstall NX Studio. The thing about that is, yes, it did work. I went ahead and installed this on this other Windows laptop PC. So now you can see I'm back in NX Studio, just on a different one. And let's go to adjust brightness. Same picture, I'm just going to adjust the brightness on this one. And as you can see, it did it, no error. Now, the problem is the new version of NX Studio is not supported on Windows 10 Pro. You have to move up operating systems to get it to work, apparently. So that means that you can't use the raw files off of the Z5 II unless you're using a different software, or if you have Windows 11 and you reinstall NX Studio. So when I first started shooting these photos and I brought them home and nothing loaded, I just freaked out. thought maybe my camera was broken because it came up with that failure to load images. And I tried moving it out of the high efficiency and using different computers. I used a desktop computer. Both these laptops are all Windows based, and I ended up having to use the JPEG and play with it on my phone and do it like that. But if you're coming up with that fail to load images, it may require that you have Windows 11, or at least able to install or reinstall the newest version of NX Studios, or just have some different software. But there you have it.